Howdy, my loves. Today, we're gonna be talking about something that kind of unusual for my channel. Normally, I just kind of talk about my cutesy little books. But whatever, this is my channel. Let me live my life, as my tagline says. We're gonna talk a little bit about weight loss, weight gain, mental health, things like that. So if you are not comfortable hearing about those things, this may not be the video for you. This week, I just kind of wasn't feeling good about myself. Then I had to pause and, dude, you've actually lost like 50 pounds. I have been trying to lose weight for a very long time, and I'll get into why that was such a difficult process for me. I've only been going at this for 8 months, as you saw from the thumbnail. I've only been losing weight for about 8 months, and I feel like that's a very short amount of time to have lost the amount of weight that I did. If you had told me at the beginning of this that I would be miserable about my progress when I had lost 50 pounds, I would have been so upset with myself. So we're here, kind of pause a minute and think about how crazy that is, because it is crazy. Like, objectively, that is a crazy amount of weight to conceptualize and to lose. You know, miles to go and things to do, and that's completely fine. But I also wanted to kind of celebrate this monument because I just never thought it was going to be here. I just want to take us back for a second and kind of go through the background. I won't go through my whole background because it is a little bit of a sad story, but I do want to say that I am coming at this from a place of having an illness, and a chronic illness at that. So the reason that I gained weight to begin with was because I have something called Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease. So basically my body attacks itself, specifically my thyroid gland and my thyroid hormones. And unfortunately, that is what is responsible for your metabolism. And so when I was in college, I ended up gaining about 40 to 50 pounds. Terrible mental health. People who have Hashimoto's tend to have mental health issues. I had severe depression, sleeping more, not exercising, just becoming a totally different person. And I ended up within the last year being over 200 pounds. I won't share what I weigh now. I won't share what I weighed then, just because I feel like that's inviting a whole other critique online that I do not want. This video is not an invitation for you to comment on my body or where I am right now. You will be severely blocked. I found myself on the north side of 200 pounds. Then I started looking into something called autoimmune protocol diet. Basically my saving grace. My endocrinologist, I had asked her, obviously I was put on medication and my levels were balanced, and I was like, okay, well, is there anything else I can do? And she was like, no, you just have to level out your hormones and let them kind of work their way through your system. And I was like, well, I'm level and nothing seems to be happening. Decided to do some research online, and thankfully I found out about the autoimmune protocol.
Wait, Dylan, these are dairy and gluten-free. Do you want to try it?
What is that?
I'm so excited. I might just devour all of these.
I do not recommend this diet if you do not have what I have. It is very extreme, severely restricts the amount of food you can eat, and there are just easier ways to go about this. Unfortunately, the tried and true method of calories in, calories out doesn't really work for me. I tried that. I tried just cutting out dairy. I tried just cutting out gluten. Nothing worked except for this. Basically, a shorthand for AIP is no dairy, no gluten, no sugar, no grains, no caffeine. There are many more things within there that I can't eat, but those are like the main ones, which is basically everything that I ate, especially the love of my life, Diet Coke, which I drank faithfully, probably 2 to 3 times a day. But something funny happened, and it was that I slowly but surely started losing a large amount of weight. I felt like I had no bloating. I felt like I cleared the cobwebs of my mind. I felt like I had just done something for myself that was so positively influential. But at the same time, there are some drawbacks, but mostly it was pretty positive. Now we're gonna go into everything that I've acquired from losing that amount of weight. And the first of that is a return to a routine and discipline. I feel like I'm somebody who strives and who really thrives on having a strict routine. First best thing that I did for myself wasn't even about weight loss. It was just a routine thing, and it was that I would take my sister to school at 7 a.m., go to the gym, so I would guarantee that I had to get up to bring her. I couldn't sleep in because she has to go to school. I would work out, make myself an AIP breakfast, pack pack my lunch. I developed this very strict routine of like what I was gonna do each day. There was no question as to what I was gonna do. I didn't leave my lunch and dinner up to guessing. I wasn't like, ooh, maybe I can get fast food. No, you already packed lunch. That was probably the best thing that I established during this entire timeline, was that I really figured out what worked and what I needed to do in order to achieve that routine, and therefore anything else was just unacceptable. That made me a much better content creator, and made me a much better person, and made me a much happier person. I remember I would wake up, because my hour shift depending on the day for my job, so like sometimes I would sleep till 11, go to work at 12, go to work from 12 to 8, and then what did I even do today other than go to work? That's so sad. And the first thing I did in the day is go to work. That's depressing. Really wanted to make sure that the first thing I did in the day was something that was going to benefit me and gave me endorphins. Think about how I was going to make sure that I was following this diet properly, and how I was going to work in exercise that was low stress for me. Because that's another thing about this diet. It's not just that you're eating these foods to lower your calories, it's that you're trying to limit inflammation and stress. And unfortunately, something that's really stressful to my body is hardcore exercise. I would work out during the pandemic like every day for hours, and I couldn't lose any more than like 20 pounds. I had really great endurance, really great stamina, but I found out that really low intensity cardio and very low intensity weightlifting didn't seem to irritate my body all that much. The next thing that I gained from losing weight, a newfound love for clothes again. I feel like clothes were something that caused me so much stress. 8 months ago, would I ever be wearing this top? Before, hated jeans. I'm wearing jeans right now. I love dressing up. I love going shopping. When I had to dress up for events, of course I thought about it, because I was like, oh my god, like it was such a source of dread for me to pick out an outfit or like get something cute on. Like nothing made me feel good. I remember going back and like I would literally dress up every day in high school. I think I was just watching a little bit too many Pretty Little Liars. Every one of my classmates was in pajamas, those like plaid pants, the Crocs, the backpack, one pen, and I was there like in my dress, in my jean jacket, in my boots. And now I'm realizing that that is something that I actually missed. I like wearing cute things. I like going to stores and looking at cute things. I love sharing outfits to Pinterest. Like it's just very cutesy. It's not something that I really thought about until I had the security in myself to do it again. And I started to realize, I was like, my clothes really don't fit anymore. And actually I redid my closet. Well, my dad did, very nice enough to redo my closet. He ripped everything out, and I had to lay out all the clothes on my bed, and I found like jeans in there that I haven't worn in forever. And so I was like, let me just try them on, because if they don't fit, I can just get rid of them. To my surprise, they fit. They fit very well. Very happy that that's something that I'm secure enough to partake in. I feel like that's only gonna grow the more I become confident in my body. I'm in a weird in-between space when it comes to clothing, because yes, there are a lot of items that don't fit me anymore, but if I go smaller, it's not gonna fit. So like, it's just like a weird in-between right now, but I'm excited for the day where I do like a whole closet purge. The third thing I feel like I gained, and this isn't a positive, this is kind of weird to verbalize, and I feel like only if you've gone through this, you know what I mean. I found a weird sense of security, but insecurity in my body. When I go out and I'm just walking down the street, I'm very secure in my body and the way I look. I'm not thinking about others perceiving me. However, when I feel someone looking at me or assessing me, they say something about me, that is when I get insecure. I'm not thinking about it when it's not in my face, but once I feel someone's about to say something, I get really upset. I know that they mean well, family members or friends, but it just triggers this very bad insecure response where I'm just like, please don't say anything. Like obviously you're going to clock it. I clock it on people too if they lose weight or whatever. I don't want that to be an invitation for you to talk about my body. And I think that's where the insecurity comes in. You're kind of highlighting how horrible I used to look by being like, wow, you look so good now, you look so different, you look so much better now. Okay, like I kind of knew that deep down, but why did you have to go ahead and say it to my face? You could just say like, oh, you look really good today. I would prefer that. I don't like that that's a new thing that I have to worry about, but at the same time, I do like that, you know, when I am by myself and I'm kind of like dressing myself, or if I'm carrying myself at work, or if I'm walking by myself, I don't feel bad about my body. It's only until I'm met with the verbal confirmation that I do look different that I feel that uncomfortable. I don't know if there's a specific word for that. And that kind of brings me to my next thing, which is the one other thing that I've gained, which kind of also leaves me feeling a little conflicted. Different sense of validation from other people. I don't really seek validation from other people. Like I just said, it makes me uncomfortable to get validation from other people. I realized that people are a lot nicer to me now, like a lot nicer, in a way that makes me feel uncomfortable. When you're kind of bigger, it's kind of like your worst fear that like people are viewing you as less than, and people are seeing you as something that is not exactly human and is more so as an other thing. And now that I'm smaller, it's kind of confirming what I thought. People are more friendly to you, even strangers, and people who I've known for a long time. Like even people who I've seen every day for the last couple of years. And I don't know if they know that they're being nicer or if they're doing it unconsciously. Listen, I get it. I just said that I changed the way I dress. I feel better. Like maybe it is a confidence thing, okay? Maybe I radiate confidence. I don't know. However, they compliment me on things like makeup. Okay, well, I've done the same makeup routine every day for the last 2 years. They compliment me on my personality or something that has not changed. I'm still the same person I was in May when I started losing weight. That has not changed since I've gotten to this point. I'm still a grumpy curmudgeon. I watched this like trailer for a movie. This girl was like, people hold doors for me now. And that's so true. Like people will go out of their way to be nice to you because they think you are deserving of niceness because you look a certain way. And that's kind of horrible. The last thing I gained, this is a fun one. I don't know if you are the type of person that watches any sort of mukbang videos or like cheat day videos, but I'm obsessed. Particularly with Stephanie Buttermore's cheat days. She's a beast. I have gained cheat days, and I think that is one of the most fun things I've ever gained and I've ever employed. When I first started, I did not want to cheat in any capacity. I was like, oh my God, from now until the rest of time, I'm gonna do this and like this is it and like blah, blah, blah. Not attainable. So I came up with cheat days because my diet is so restrictive, and I actually found that when I do a cheat day and then I go back to my diet, I end up losing a lot of weight afterwards. I pick one weekend a month where I can just absolutely eat whatever I want. And what I found was I was like, no, like what if you backslide? I was like, what if you just go out and no, that doesn't happen. Because what I found was that my body is so averse to dairy and gluten now that even the slightest sniff of a cinnamon roll will send me into a spiral so severe that I will spend the rest of the night on the toilet. So I can handle that for about a weekend. And what I do is I have the most fun time. I don't count anything. I'm just eating whatever I want to satiety. Because as much as I'd love to say that this diet is amazing and and it is, like it makes you feel really good, it's a huge social bummer. I can't drink any alcohol, can't drink any drink, can't share appetizers with anybody. And so during those cheat days, I get to go out, do what I want, have fun. As much as food is like a solitary act, it's also a social act. I mean, like I love those little TikToks that are like, girls, can I just be mean for a second? And it's like a shot of their meal at Applebee's, and then at the end when the meal is done, they're like, but that's none of my business. I love those dinners. Those dinners are fantastic. They're so good. And I love when we spill the tea while we're sharing some chips and guac, and I love when my friends are drinking alcohol and I'm drinking Diet Coke, and I'm like, I just love it. I love it every time. It's such a good time. But it kind of doesn't hit the same when you have to be worried about if any of this has dairy, gluten, sugar, or anything else in it. But if you have one weekend a month where you can like have and hang out with all your friends and do whatever you want, it's so much fun. Because before, when I would just kind of like cheat, let's say a random day I just caved in and I ate a cookie or whatever, I would feel so bad. It would spiral into so much guilt that I would be like, oh my God, like you're horrible. Like now, I don't care. Now when I cheat, I know it's like sanctioned. This is approved by the powers that be. Freaking love it. And if you guys like a video of a cheat day I smash them pretty hard. But they're a good time. Those are all the things that I've gained from losing 50 pounds. I never felt like I was gonna reach this place, and it just felt like it was so far away from my grasp, but somehow it happened. And I'm here, and I'm still progressing, I'm still working, it's not done. However, I did want to take a moment and just reflect on where I am and all the things that have changed either for the better or for the worse since I've done this. I'm just really happy that I'm at a place where I feel not only comfortable enough to reflect on it, but comfortable enough to make this video, because this is something that does cause me a little bit of anxiety. Here's to 50 pounds lost, and here's to all the progress that I will be making in the future. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Look at her style from the street. Look at her style from the ghetto. This I will never make it big. Me, I tell them say, I don't know. Look at me, I style from the street.